Our next story is from the United Kingdom, and it begins with a very important question. Is the UK's ruling party headed for a split? Are the Tories preparing for a civil war? These questions crop up due to a sacking. The sacking of UK's Home Secretary Suella Braverman. She's gone. On Sunday night, she was shown the door, removed from office, relieved of all her duties. Why? Because of some comments that she made recently. You see, on the 8th of November, she wrote an article for the Times UK, the one on your screens now. In this piece, the former minister accused the Met Police, London's Met Police, of adopting double standards on protests. What protests? The ongoing pro-Israel and pro-Palestine demonstrations. She said the police was being biased in the way it was treating these demonstrations. It was favouring one side and cracking down on the other. Allow me to quote an excerpt from her piece. It states, "Right-wing and nationalist protesters who engage in aggression are rightly met with a stern response. Yet, pro-Palestinian mobs displaying almost identical behaviour are largely ignored, even when clearly breaking the law. I have spoken to serving and former police officers who have noted this double standards." This one paragraph, this one observation has caused Braverman's fall from grace. Look at these visuals now. They show Braverman leaving her home near London on Monday. So who's going to fill her shoes now? James Cleverly, the 54-year-old, has been asked to switch from the role of Foreign Secretary, which he had held for a year. He will now look after domestic affairs. Then, who will be in charge of foreign affairs? A rather popular face. David Cameron. Yes, the former Prime Minister has been named as the new Home Foreign Secretary. This will mark his return to the political front line after he quit in 2015 when he failed to keep Britain in the European Union. On Monday morning, he was seen walking into 10 Downing Street to discuss the reshuffle with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. All said and done, the big question on everyone's minds is this: is Suella Braverman going to challenge her removal? No one knows yet. She's perhaps saving her remarks for the right time. But she did speak to the media, saying, and I quote, "It has been the greatest privilege of my life to serve as Home Secretary. I will have more to say in due course." We wonder what more means. Is Braverman waiting to garner support among the Tories before she issues an official statement? It surely seems like it. Just look at what the British media is saying. A report by The Guardian states that Braverman could stir up a civil war within the Conservative Party. It says, thanks to her sacking, she can now position herself as a change candidate of sorts in the next election. What does that mean? This means that in the next election, if Sunak's prospects look bad, as they do now, Braverman could look very, very appealing as a candidate, because she would be untainted by government decisions. But before that happens, the Tories could also face a revolt. According to reports, Braverman has the support of more than 50 Tory MPs. Most of them belong to hard-right Tory groups, which are labelled as the quote-unquote 5 families. They're accusing Rishi Sunak's associates of orchestrating a plot against Braverman. Among Braverman's defenders are leaders like Miriam Cates and Danny Kruger. They both defended their friend, saying her views were pretty mainstream and that much of the public agreed with her. In fact, this is what Danny Kruger had to say. Allow me to quote. "Terrorist sympathizers are marching through London calling for the destruction of the Jewish state while the police stand by. But hey, let's all focus on which version of an article was cleared by 10 Downing. Can the media possibly please focus on the things that actually matter?" It doesn't end there. This is what another Tory MP said on the condition of anonymity. I'm quoting again. "There are many people upset about this because Suella has made a very good point about the Met and the treatment of demonstrators, and she also represents what many of our members and constituents actually say and think. To hound her out would be untenable." Now here's the thing, we don't know if Sunak was right or not. But Braverman's sacking is indeed quite striking. She was arguably the most popular face in Sunak's cabinet, maybe notorious, depending on how you look at her track record. You see, Braverman never hesitated to live up to her image of being a hardline conservative leader. She frequently grabbed headlines for her provocative remarks on migration, protesters, the police, even the homeless. In fact, many of her critics go to the extent of saying that she's the most divisive politician of her age. Here's why. Braverman once suggested that charities in the United Kingdom should be banned from giving tents to the homeless. Why? To stop them from causing nuisance and distress to local residents. She said the homeless people were making a lifestyle choice by doing so and disrupting public order. That's not all. Braverman once also claimed that immigrants were pretending to be gay in order to be granted asylum in the UK and get special treatment. I'm not making this up. Her remark drew criticism even from British celebrities. And once, Braverman even labelled the arrival of migrants to the UK as an invasion, a phrase which even the Archbishop of Canterbury described as quote-unquote dangerous rhetoric. These remarks make it seem as if Braverman invited all of this upon herself. That as if she wanted to get herself sacked so that she could position herself against Sunak. I mean, she had been courting controversy ever since she assumed office. So this begs the question, did she always have something bigger in her mind? Is she eyeing a bigger post, a higher office perhaps? Or perhaps Tory leadership in the next election? Her critics will definitely be watching her every move. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.